You know that moment when you realize you've been making your life harder for absolutely no reason? For me, that moment was with my blinds. I spent years climbing over the couch just to pull a little chain. And now, ever since I installed the SmartWings, I press a button, they move, and I keep asking myself why I waited this long. Today, I'm breaking down why these are the best smart blinds I've tested, and especially what they actually change in everyday life. And quick note before we start, the link to SmartWings is in the description. It's an affiliate link. If you use it, I earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, and I always keep it updated when there's a discount. First thing I noticed when unboxing them, the look is clean, minimal, and doesn't scream gadget. The finishes are sharp. The bottom bar can be wrapped in fabric, and the top cassette blends really well into a clean interior. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that. On my large sliding door, I was afraid it would look bulky or heavy. In hand, it's surprisingly light for the size, and once installed, it looks modern without drawing attention. For fabrics, I ordered samples, and it saved me. You can go from light filtering all the way to full blackout. That lets you match each room properly: kitchen, living room, bedroom. And the mechanism just feels premium. When the blind reaches the top or bottom, it slows down slightly, and that subtle deceleration really gives off a high-end vibe. One detail that actually made me smile: even the remote has weight to it. The buttons feel crisp, not like the cheap plastic remotes you hide in a drawer. You can leave this one on your coffee table without shame. Installation-wise, this was the simplest part of my entire smart home setup. You screw in these small spring-loaded brackets, clip the tube in, and that's pretty much it. Measure, mark 2 or 3 screws, clack, done. The only crucial part, measuring correctly. And a friendly tip: even if 2 windows look identical, take 15 seconds to measure both. Ask me how I know. Once in place, the setup is instant. The remote works right away. You set the Mind Max height in a few clicks, and you can even create a favorite position it remembers. In my bedroom, I made a soft wake-up position that lets in a streak of light without blasting my eyes. In the living room, I grouped several blinds so they go down together when I trigger my movie night scene. In daily use, it changes everything. The comfort alone is worth it. No cords, no tugging, no jerky movement. It's smooth and precise. It doesn't take ages to respond, and the noise, you can hear it, but it's never harsh. In my case, even early in the morning, it's never startled me awake. Battery life is also great. The current version uses a USB-C rechargeable battery. No disposable batteries to replace. I prefer plugging in a cable once in a while, but you can add a small solar panel if you want full autonomy. On one of my tricky windows, it wasn't super discreet at first, but once I placed it properly, I stopped noticing it. For control, I use a mix of everything: the app on my phone, the physical remote, and voice commands. Honestly, that goodnight scene that closes the blinds and turns off the lights, it's simple but ridiculously satisfying. And what I really love is the consistency. The blinds stop at the exact same level every time, to the millimeter, without any fitting. Integration is also one of the reasons I picked these blinds. They come in versions compatible with major smart home ecosystems, so you just choose the one that fits your setup. In my case, pairing was painless, stable, and responsive. I set up automations based on sunlight. In the afternoon, when the sun hits the room at an angle, the living room blind goes down just enough to prevent glare on the TV and protect the couch. And when the house switches to away mode, the blinds take a position that limits heat buildup. These aren't just blinds that go up and down. They become a real element of visual and thermal comfort. I've tested more premium options and some more DIY ones. Honestly, the difference often comes down to tiny details you only notice when you look really closely. Here, I got that smooth control feeling without feeling like I was spending a whole room's renovation budget. What I loved? First, the value for this level of finish and comfort. It's way more accessible than the ultra premium brands I've tested. Second, the installation. I spent more time taking the drill out of the case than actually installing the brackets. Third, the versatility. Fabrics, blackout levels, control options. I could adapt each room exactly how I wanted. Fourth, the motor smoothness. That little deceleration at the end of the travel. It's simple, but it feels high-end. Now, the limits. The first one, there's no manual override option. If you lose the remote and your phone isn't around, you can't just pull on the blind second. The solar panel isn't always easy to hide depending on your window. And finally, you must be precise with the measurements. If you get it wrong, it won't forgive you. My verdict: if you want smart blinds that look like they belong in the house, install easily, and integrate cleanly with an existing smart home ecosystem, it's a big yes from me. For a first step into motorized blinds, they're ideal. And if you're already into home automation, you'll appreciate how reliable and modular they are. If you absolutely need a manual fallback, or if you're after ultra-exclusive designer fabrics with insane customization, you might want to look elsewhere. But for the vast majority of setups, SmartWings clearly won me over. And don't forget to check the affiliate link below. Seating. It's always up to date if a promo pops up.